Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, welcome to the course Introduction to Cellular Network. Topic of today's discussion will be, first we will see different services of GPRS, then we will study GPRS, BSS. After that we will discuss that how a mobile node is registered with GPRS, and then the last topic of today's discussion will be the session management. So let's start. As we know, GPRS system is a data packet system and it provides two types of services. One is voice service, which GPRS inherit from GSM. Second is the data service. There are two kinds of services in data services. First is point-to-point service. In point-to-point service, we send the data from one end to other end. For example, a file is shared between two users, or a user is requested data from a server. For such kind of services, we use point-to-point service. Second service is point-to-multipoint. It is also known as PTM service. This service is used for multicast. In multicast, we send data from one source to multiple destinations. For example, we want to broadcast a news in different destination or to send data from one source to multiple users. In such kind of situation, GPRS is operate in PTM mode. Now we will see what are the changes that are done in GSM BSS as an enhancement. First, we have to upgrade the software on base transceiver system, which also said BTS, to accommodate new data channel so that a mobile station can use data services along with voice service. We also have to upgrade the software of base station controller because we want to accommodate both voice and data service on GPRS. We also have to install a new equipment with BSC, that is a packet control unit, also known as PCU. We use PCU for packet data and control its different functions. When a data is received from mobile station to BSC, then PCU on BSC forward the data on gateway. PCU also provide a physical and a logical channel interface for the user to send data. Now we will see how a user is registered with the GPRS network. A user must have to register itself with the GPRS network to use GPRS. Following are the GPRS registration process. First, user have to attach with GPRS. Now, what is the mechanism of GPRS attachment? Suppose a user is any cell. Then the base station of that particular cell send a request to serving gateway port node for the attachment. Suppose user has in another cell, then this SGSN request to previous SGSN for subscription check, and if the registration is valid, resources are allocated to user. In this request, mobile station set its temporary mobile subscription information, also called TMSI. Then with the help of this TMSI number, previous SGSN research the user in its local HLR and send positive or negative acknowledgement to other SGSN. And when user attach with new SGSN, then its location is updated on previous SGSN. And when new request is come, we forward this request to new user SGSN. Similarly, when attachment of user is done, detach is also. Two way of detachment: either user have to explicitly detach itself or BSC has to explicitly detach the user. BSC continuously monitor the signals. If user is idle, then BSC detach the user. Now after successful attachment, when user have to send data packet, user have to activate packet data protocol, which is known as PDP address. PDP is a unique identifier which in a session when user send a new request for data transfer, till this request continues, session will be in connection. And for this particular session, a PDP address is activated. Now what type of information a PDP address contain? First the PDP type, then on which type of data network we have to send packet or establish a connection. Second, the IP address that is assigned dynamically to the user in case of connection with any IP server. This address is PDP address and it assigned mobile station. Then user specified quality of service request, either it is connected, its constant bit rate, real time bit rate, etc. Then after In this PTP context, we also have to specify the destination gateway address and the gateway that is used in the GPRS to send data any other destination is GSM. So we also have to specify the GSM, that is which particular GSM user is situated. And once this PTP context is activated, then a two-way tunnel is established between SGSN and GSM. The purpose of established tunnel is that when user transmit data, it reaches to GSM through SGSN. SGSN encapsulate data against PTP because the tunnel that is established between SGSN and GSM on IP backbone network. So to send the data on this tunnel, first SGSN encapsulate this data in particular IP format or PTP format. When this data is reached on GSM, then GSM decapsulate or decode this data. GSM also hides the user mobility from the rest of the data network. So data network is unaware that in which service area the user is. We allocate PTP address in two ways. First is that we allocate the PTP address statically, and second is that we allocate PTP address dynamically. It is network own policy that how we allocate PTP address. Let's see this PTP context with the help of a scenario. You can see this in this slide that first mobile station set context activation request to SGSN, and in PTP context having information PTP type, PTP address, quality of service request and access point, which is the gateway. Then SGSN exchange the authentication message with MS. SGSN authenticate the MS that is the valid mobile station or not. When this authentication function is complete, then SGSN forward this activate PTP context request to a particular GSM to create PTP context request. Then GSM negotiate the quality of service parameter and send to the SSGN, and then SSGN return these parameters to mobile station. In this way, a PTP context is activated. Once it activates, it is active in the entire session, and during this tenure, mobile station can transmit data. And when MS is detached to this PTP context is also disconnected, and the PTP address is also released for the next use. Now we will see how actual routing is occur. You can see in this slide there are two mobile stations. One is source mobile station and other is the destination. First of all, source mobile station establish a connection with BTS and access the channel at which MS want to do transmission. And once channel allocate, then BTS make connection with BSC. Then BSC send data to SGSN. Then this SGSN send data to the GSM and its PLMN on a IP backbone network. Then after this data is reached to the destination GSM, GSM check the destination and send to this data its connected SSGN. This is because a tunnel is established between SSGN and GSM, as we have already discussed. Then this data sent to related BSC and to related BTS and then to the related MS. The bottom line is that GPRS use IP backbone to network to send the data to any destination. That's it for the tutorial topic. Take care and Allah Hafiz.